Hello, backpackers. This is Juan from Juan Backpacks, and I'm here to talk to you about my strategy for completing the Allegheny 100 Challenge. What's the Allegheny 100 Challenge? Well, it's a 100-mile backpacking challenge that must be completed in under 50 hours. Not quite an ultra marathon, I guess, because we're not trying to do it in 30 hours or under, something like that, but it's a long way to go and a short time to get there, right? The challenge happens on the North Country Trail in Pennsylvania. It's actually a fundraiser for the North Country Trail, so I'm happy to participate in this self-torture kind of activity, to say the least. Today I want to talk to you about my strategy for completing that 100 miles in 50 hours or less. I'm going to try to use the entire 50 hours or close to it in my strategy. I'm going to refer to my notes a little bit. I'm in the process of mapping it out on a piece of paper so that I can take that with me. It's kind of like laid out in a way that's flexible as well in case things change and I have to adjust the plan. But in writing it down and taking it with me in a format like that, it will be less things I have to think about and calculate, just focusing on staying moving and completing the 100 miles. So I don't have to, rethink things too much. I'll have a map that's flexible, a plan that's flexible. So here's how I'm going to do this. First off, I'm going to divide the 100 miles into three kind of hiking efforts, right? So it's going to go like this: hike, sleep, short time, hike, sleep, short time, hike to finish. So there are three hikes in there, and there are two sleeps in there. And I've got it broken down by the start time and the finish time, and I'm going to kind of flow through that now. Before I dive into that, my goal here is to complete, or at least move at 3 miles per hour. I've got a lot of strategies around that, keeping myself moving and not stopping while I'm hiking, and you can watch the other videos about the Allegheny 100 on my channel here. So typically, I can hike at about 3 miles per hour faster. I did the Laurel Highlands Trail last year, did 2 days and got down to like under 20 miles left in 2 days. So they were big mile days, like 25 to 28, maybe 30 miles in those 2 days. I was able to move at a rate of about 3.5 to actually 3.7 miles per hour, backpacking with a full loadout that I normally take backpacking. So I feel like I can hit that 3 mile per hour mark with a lighter load that I'm going to be taking with me this time around. My base weight is down to around 6 pounds, and I've got a video about that as well. So I've done a lot of things in my strategy to be able to move at 3 miles per hour, and I think I can do that. I've also had a lot of experience out in the Sierra. Been out there for a month at a time backpacking on the John Muir Trail and several other trails. And out there I'm also able to get a pretty good mile per hour going in most days and maintain that through the full day. So I think I can do that, and that's kind of my plan, hinges on that, so to speak. So here's my plan. The first hike series will start at 6 p.m. when the challenge starts. And so I'll hike for 12 hours and hopefully I can complete 36 miles. That will put me at 6 a.m. the next day. At 6 a.m. the next day, I will go to sleep for 4 hours. Again, this could be flexible. If I'm moving faster, I'll sleep more. Moving slower, sleep less. And then I will sleep for 4 hours until 10 a.m. Then at 10 a.m., I'm going to wake up to start the second hiking cycle. And again, it's going to be a 12-hour cycle. And I'm hoping to complete around 36 miles in that 12 hours. And that will put me at 10 p.m. when I'm done. At 10 p.m., I'll sleep for 4 hours. And that will put me to 2 a.m. And at 2 a.m., I'll restart my hiking, my last hiking stretch. And that will leave me with 28 miles left. And if I hike those 28 miles in 12 hours, I'll have a total of 44 hours in. So I've got 6 hours of cushion to play with here in my plan. I did that on purpose because I want to have a little bit of flexibility, maybe try to move faster in the beginning. If I find that I'm completing that 36 miles per those 12 hours, I will probably actually extend my sleep time and push things back a little bit, depending on how I feel. I may end up having to hike longer than 12 hours though to make sure I get the miles that I need. Again, this is a plan. It's got a cushion of 6 hours in there, some flexibility built into it, and I'm going to try to push out to that 50-hour mark as closely as I can, depending on how things go. So that is my plan, and I should complete the whole 100 miles at 2 p.m. Again, I'll be about 6 hours inside the 50 hours at that point. And again, if I'm moving along, if I need to hike more, I will. If I need to adjust the plan, I will. But that's my plan, at least for the beginning. And so if you have any comments, any suggestions, any advice, especially if you're an ultra runner, or if you've done something like this where you're trying to hit 100 miles in under 50 hours, or wherever it might be, definitely post up in the comments below. Love to hear it. Love to get some feedback on this plan. This will be, I've done big miles before. I've done 30-mile days before, but this is my real first attempt at trying to do something at 100 miles in this short of a time span. And so I'd like feedback if you all have some experience at it. Love to hear it. Till next time, backpackers, get out there, do some backpacking, do some hiking. Stop watching YouTube videos. Get out there. Unless they're my videos, then watch them all from start to finish. Later, backpackers.